What's up, world? Welcome back to Charge the Game podcast. I'll be your host here, Chuck. And today's topic is going to be about Russell Wilson, man. Will this guy bounce back? And I'm going to tell you guys exactly what's going on and why I feel that Russell Wilson is done for the most part. And not saying that he won't be not saying that he's not a good to decent quarterback, but the days of Russell Wilson taking over games and taking over the league is certainly on the downfall. But before we get into that video, I want to ask you guys to do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button to the bottom right of your screen. And if you like the content, please give this video a thumbs up at the end. And like always, like, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thank you guys so much. So I've been seeing this lately, right? Mind you, a lot of people out there don't like Russell Wilson. And we're going to get into why a lot of people don't like Russell Wilson. And I'm going to tell you exactly, I'm one of those people who really don't like Russell Wilson. And it's not that this guy isn't an outstanding football player. Like, the guy is phenomenal. I just think that he's cheesy. I'm sorry. Like, if you're a man, macho type of guy, it's just hard to be around a Mr. Too Good, Mr. Too Goody. I don't know, man. He's just one of those guys that's kind of like cringe. Like, this is a guy I wouldn't go on a double date with because it's not that a guy like me is insecure or anything, but it's just like he'll do so much kiss ass shit for a woman, and it just makes him look more simpier to me by the day. But anyway, we all know that Russell Wilson has been on a downfall, right? Ever since he requested the trade from the Seattle Seahawks, and I knew that this was going to happen to him because honestly, first off, the dude had a terrible season last year, right? Teammates didn't like him in Seattle, and his teammates barely like him in Colorado, right? So Sean Payton has been sitting there to turn this whole thing around, and I think that Sean Payton has identified that Russell Wilson isn't what he used to be, right? So what Sean Payton did do was make this guy start in preseason games, and we all know that if you're a starter, an NFL superstar in the NFL, your ego is tugged at a little bit because you think you're too good to debut for a preseason, right? Well, not on the Sean Payton's watch. So it says here, and this is from the sportsrush.com, right? Russell Wilson's horrible preseason debut under Sean Payton prompts Colin Cowherd to pour cold water on the Broncos. Now, y'all know I love Colin Cowherd, right? This guy tells it like it is. And to be real with you guys, this guy's a Russell Wilson fan. But he's going to see things and call it like it is just like I would. So I respect it, right? The regular season is about to begin in a few weeks, but the Denver Broncos are already drawing concerning comments from everyone. Russell Wilson in his appearance at the first preseason game against the Arizona Cardinals did not prove to be worth the hype created by the head coach Sean Payton and analyst Colin Cowherd wasn't going to stay silent on that. Now, let me tell y'all why I agree with this, right? Because you had everything you wanted in Seattle, right? You had a fantastic career there. You took over the starter. I forgot the guy who was in front of you, but you took over the starting quarterback position. You became QB1, and you led them to 2 Super Bowls. You had the League of Doom. What do you call them? What do they call themselves? The League of Doom. With the defensive back with Richard Sherman. You had Bobby Wagner. You had all those great athletes on the defensive line, right? And they grew to dislike Russell Wilson for the same reasons I just spoke of. I mean, he's just a teacher's pet. He's a, kiss ass. And a lot of people just didn't like that. And I'm going to tell you guys exactly why. Man, there's so much to get to with this situation. If you guys had noticed, Russell Wilson just looks like he's no longer engaged, right? I mean, like, he just looks like he's no longer engaged at all. Like, it's I saw it last season. I saw it in the preseason opener. I saw it the first few games, and I was just like, you know what it is? Denver, Colorado isn't him. You know why he moved to Denver, Colorado? He moved to Denver, Colorado because of this. And this is a perfect example of what happens when you let a woman who is nowhere near your level dictate your future. You let a woman who's used to being the mainstream limelight type of presence dictate that, I don't want to be in Seattle. It's so boring here. But that's where Russell Wilson was dynamic. You know what I mean? Like, he had a great thing going for him. I know he had a few down seasons, but this is what happens when you let a woman of this take over, right? And I'm gonna tell you guys why I don't really like CIARA. I'm just gonna be honest with you, because CIARA is attracted to street guys, right? She caught the rebound and bounced back with Russell Wilson. His status, his stature boosted her into more money, more limelight, more opportunity. I think that she's an opportunist. And I know a lot of people look at their relationship and like, oh, I wish I had that. You know, you hear all the women out there, oh, I wish I had that. But let me tell y'all something, man. Why do y'all think Future keeps making stuff like this? Why do y'all think that Future keeps making diss tracks about Russell Wilson, right? It says Future appears to diss ex-fiancé CIARA's husband Russell Wilson on new song. And quote, F Russell, right? Why do y'all think that Future keeps doing this? It's apparent that CIARA is using Russell Wilson to dangle in front of Future, to dangle the pictures of Russell and Future's son playing football and stuff like that together, right? I'm telling y'all exactly what's going on now, right? And also, we also know that Future made a song saying that he still smashes on C. And a lot of people speculated that this was CIARA, right? That's the first thing I thought of. If you haven't heard that song yet, you can Google the lyrics where Future says still smashing on C. And some along like, if J wasn't my N-word, then I'll try to shoot at B, right? Future goes out his way to let Russell Wilson know that he really doesn't F with him like that. Deep down, I believe Future and CIARA just had a great sexual relationship. I mean, she taunts this guy. I think that while she has been with Russell Wilson, I have no proof. I think that her and Future may have had dealings. And y'all don't think that this plays in this brother's head during the season when they playing Gucci flip-flops pregame, when the opposing teams are taunting Russell Wilson? Y'all don't think that plays into why Russell Wilson is stuck in this like this plateau? He's hit a plateau and it just seems like nothing really phases him, right? I see it all on this dude's face, right? I don't think that this relationship stuff, and yes, she does have a baby on the way, I don't think that a lot of this stuff is fun to Russell Wilson anymore. I just think that he's in a situation and he wants to be committed because he's a Christian. But I think that in due time, I'm not wishing this on them, but I just think that, man, you don't go from 50 Cent, right, Future type of men to Russell Wilson. Most women do that as a cop-out, and that's exactly why this brother is struggling, because it's hard to fill those shoes. And you could be a good guy by any means. Russell Wilson is a great, fantastic father for what it looks like. He's a great Christian man, but sometimes you just don't scratch that itch of satisfactory that a woman really desires deep down. Deep down, CIARA likes bad boys, okay? And if you never heard this before, you're going to hear it on this podcast, because I just tell it like I see it. And you got to realize that Russell Wilson's career took a downfall when he met her. Not saying that she's the reason, but he wants to be in that image of her. You see this brother dressing up. He in the music videos while she twerking. He just looked like a simp. He looked like a man who has no control over his woman. And this is exactly why your career is where it's at. Be careful what you wish for, Russell Wilson, because you brought this upon yourself, because you were in a great situation. You tried to go over Sean. What's the guy? You tried to go over Pete Carroll head and get him and the general manager fired, bro. Like, now you in a situation where Sean Payton come from that Bill Belichick type of lifestyle, man. Like, you gonna have to come with it, right? So let's continue reading, right? The second verse of the song Future raps, I got it out the field, F Russell, right? So that's just a little sneak peek of Future and his shenanigans. And y'all know Future got all day, right? Future got all day. He has a different lifestyle, and the lifestyle that he has is what CIARA is attracted to, believe it or not, right? So let's get into like why it's even more miserable for Russell Wilson, right? Not only is his career taking a downfall, is he labeled as a simp in NFL, but a lot of his teammates don't like him, right? We know that from the League of Doom, right? Whatever they call themselves, right? Richard Sherman and all them boys, they didn't like Russell Wilson, right? Ain't it funny how the Broncos players really don't like him either, right? We all know that Nathaniel Hackett made this guy life so easy. This guy had private parking, his entourage, cameraman, massage, nutritionist, everybody parked. Bro, these people not on the team. These people aren't on the team, and they got private parking, and the NFL players don't, right? This man got his own office. He called it the big boy open door policy. This man thought he was a 5-star general. He get to Denver, Colorado, and lose his mind, right? So check this out. Denver Broncos sharing tidbits about his big boy office with an open door policy. Man, who the hell does Russell Wilson think he is, right? I didn't hear none of this from Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Phillip Rivers, people who was in the game for, years. And this is what this man was getting treated like, right? You know why he was getting treated that way and why he wanted that type of treatment? Because he sees what his wife gets. He wants to be like CIARA. It's divaness. Don't no man need all that. I'm just being real. Don't no man really need all that. But that's what Mr. Russell Wilson wanted for himself, right? There has been a lot of assertions made about Russell Wilson over the past few years. He's kind of a diva. Now, what did I just tell y'all? He has a huge ego. He associates himself more with management than players. He's too focused on his brand. I just said that, man. Let me tell you guys something. This is my first time reading this, right? How did I feel this way before I even read it? Because it's what my eyes told me. I'm telling y'all, I love sports. I watch this shit, man. I watch this shit, and I know when the dude has disengaged, just like Anthony Davis, right? I can tell because once you get all that money, you feel like you that guy. You're dating a celebrity entertainer, a superstar entertainer or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Who done got her back blown out by all these guys in the industry. You really look lame. CIARA caught the come up. You caught the downfall. Look at your career. Ain't nobody dogging CIARA out like that. They dogging you out. You in a bigger image than CIARA, especially during football season, right? Here's another one, guys. No one seems to be enjoying Wilson's downfall more than Richard Sherman, his former teammate who played a key role in their Super Bowl 48 win as the most vocal mouthpiece of the Legion of Boom. Oh, I said Legion of Doom. I was way off, y'all. Y'all forgive me. Legion of Boom. He's never had any qualms about sharing his issues with Wilson. Much of those problems can be traced to the infamous final play of the Super Bowl 49, and we all know that they tried to give Russell Wilson that MVP when Beast Mode was doing his thing, right? And they didn't want to give it to him, so they blew it, right? Obviously from one of the teammates. The only cool thing about Russell Wilson is that he's married to CIARA. And even this has fueled some of the mixed attitudes about him. Their relationship has been the basis for the very easy and tired argument about whether or not he's corny or uncool. And that's what I meant by what I said earlier, man. Like, I just feel like, man, if you're going to be that type of guy, there's nothing wrong with that. But you ain't got to go all out the way to show how much of a better guy you are compared to the modern man. That's why I don't like him, because I see his end game. I see what he's doing, and it's for his brand. I know ladies out there don't want to hear this, and I sound like every other man that y'all think are hating, is hating on this guy, but I'm not. I mean, the guy's just corny. And like I said, man, this is the reason why his career is taking a downfall, because the world is functioning off opposite attractions, right? When you were at an all-time high, right, doing your thing on the Seahawks, you had several people going through shitty shit in life, bad stuff. Other quarterbacks taking the L, right? But the way you got yourself, right, the way you left the Seahawks, the way you did them and that loyal fan base, because nobody wanted you to leave until it became apparent that you didn't want to stay anymore. This is how the opposite attractions work, right? You literally are suffering. Right, on the Broncos. And Russell Wilson knows, like anybody, Sean Payton is cutthroat. He's not going to BS around with you, Russell Wilson, and you know that. It's all on your face. You lost your confidence, and you know deep down that Sean Payton doesn't believe in you the way you used to believe in you. That's too much to do, right? Because we saw where they got a lot of work to do, and it's not necessarily coming together on a lot of those drives, right? So we all know that this team is really on the downfall because it was already a terrible team, but Russell Wilson coming in there with all these diva demands did not help the situation, right? So imagine being a superstar quarterback, and this is embarrassing. It's pretty much like your parent came in and took all your toys away, and all the other kids get to keep their toys, and you don't, and everybody know it. So Russell Wilson's ego is fractured. His confidence is gone. He is dating a diva. He wants to be a diva. All the above, man. And that's exactly why this guy's game has taken a spiral and a downfall. Now, I'm not saying that this guy can't redeem himself, but man, the only way this guy knows how to play is scrambling the field and running and running. You got to think about that. He's not the supreme athlete he was. You got to think about when you enter the league, your goal is to get that first contract. You don't get tired for nothing when you're trying to get that first that first big deal. let the millions sit in there a little while and you got your endorsements and this and that. The millions adding up. It's hard to hit that gym in the morning, man. It's hard to get back down to a certain weight. It's hard to scramble and run for your life on every single play. So anyway, that's exactly why I feel that Brother Wilson will not have a good season this season either. His heart is no longer in the game. Instead, it's sort of on fashion week. So you guys let me know in the comment section what you think about this. Do you think that I'm tripping and I'm completely wrong and that Russell Wilson has a fantastic game and that he'll bounce back like nothing? Let me know in the comment section. Like always, like, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Let me know how you charge to the game. Peace.